What's going on, guys? Dan here, DD Speed Shop. So everyone has been asking about camshaft updates. So obviously we pulled out, well, I haven't done anything since the last video. I took top end of the motor apart and inspected. We had a bad lifter, in case you haven't even new here, she junk. And camshaft is still in the motor. So it was a Comp Cams Thumpr hydraulic flat tappet, nothing serious. I ordered, so there's a bunch of questions in the comments. We'll just address those real quick. What kind of oil did I use? I used 1540. I believe it was Rotella or Mobile. I don't remember what I had, but that's what I used. Was there zinc in the oil? I had the additive. When we installed it, it was all covered in assembly lube. Was it broken in? We broke it in, ran it, 2000 RPM, 2200 for 20 minutes, all those sort of things. So the break-in process was pretty accurate, or pretty close to. Now, was it perfect? I'm not saying I did everything 100% right, but I'm pretty damn confident everything was good. I've probably done, I'll close it on 10 camshafts, kind of in and around like this in big block, small block Chevys. Now, if I did make a mistake, so be it. It was something pretty minute, and what that makes me feel is though, I don't think I'm an expert in any means, but I definitely think I have a pretty good understanding of this style of motor. And if I can't figure it out, or I don't know what I did wrong and screw it up, God help us, because if you're an amateur, it ain't gonna happen. Now, talking, Murr and all that sort of stuff, I mean, way back in the 80s and stuff, you jam a camshaft in these things at the local Esso station, they wouldn't be breaking them in and raising the RPM and all this sort of stuff. They're slapping in there, fired up, sent out to the customer. So that's that. Now, obviously, we have to fix this hunk. Now, I sent an email and talked to the guys at Comp. Not overly helpful, I'm not going to lie. So we went back and forth. I had to basically show them everything, including my underwear size, before they'd even do anything. So they wanted to see the receipt, they wanted to see pictures, they wanted to know what kind of oil I use, they wanted measurements, they wanted all sorts of things. At the end of the day, I left it with, I bought a kit. The cam, the lifters, and the springs. Now, it recommends to break it in with the springs that it came with. They're just single valve springs. There is a dampener inside, but we're splitting hairs there if we really think that's what causes the dampener in there. Everyone keeps saying you could run a light valve spring. That wasn't recommended in the install, so we're now going over and above. Anyways, that's that. Where we ended it with Comp was they wanted me to pull the camshaft, mail all the lifters and the camshaft to them. They would inspect it, determine what they were going to do, and then we'd go from there. So in all reality, that's a lot of time. I mean, we're talking probably be a week or so before they even got it. I asked them how fast it would happen. They don't know. They then have to go to a different warranty setup. They were going to test everything for hardness, I guess, what they were going to do. Well, I can tell you what, it's going to fail the test. I don't know what the hell they're testing for hardness, but when the tip, which is supposed to be case hardened, is not there. Oh, am I screwing it up? I don't know what they're trying to test there. This thing had, I'm going to say, an hour of runtime in it, including the break-in. So something happened, whether I did it or not. Another thing, were the lifters spinning and all that sort of stuff in there? I did not put it in there and spin it, but what I did do is when I had this motor out and I flipped it upside down, the lifters fell right out of it. So I'll check that when we go in there. People are saying use a brake cone in there. We'll check that as well. So that's that. So kind of a dead end with Comp, I gotta say. It was a little disheartening. I also sent an email to Summit. Same thing, I said, here's the deal, here's the break-in. I quoted all the videos. I'm not trying to hide anything. Here's what I did. If I screwed up, let me know. I didn't hear anything back from them. And then all of a sudden, about 3 or 4 days after I had sent the email, I got a tracking notice that they had resent me the entire kit. So, didn't talk to anybody, but at the end of the day, I got my stuff. So, Summit stands behind their stuff. From a customer service standpoint, I gotta say that was pretty awesome. They didn't really care, so maybe that's a big part of it. How do you guess you ordered right directly from Comp? You know one way, and if you order through Summit, that's what happens. Now, where are we at right now? So I put the video out, a bunch of people offered, man, you guys are so awesome. People are offering to send me money and all these different things and offering to help out in any way they can. I got a lot of horror stories. I got a lot of recommendations to run roller setups. I get it. Now, where I'm at though, I mean, we're just doing a low dollar build here. We're trying to make it sound cool, be able to do burnouts. The roller setup in this will cost me more than not only the entire motor and transmission, it'll cost me more than I originally paid for the car. Like, it's just, we're budget minded. I'm doing 5-6 cars a year at least. I could just not afford to do a roller setup every single time we want to go through a motor. And I don't think you should. A hydraulic flat tappet is a good design. It's a good camshaft. It's a good, everything is fine, other than we're having lifter issues. Now, that being said, my buddy Ian reached out and he helped out big time. He had a camshaft, so he gave it to me. It's same one that's in there. So we're gonna try it out. I'm not a huge fan of Comp, but you know what? It is what it is. Now we do have a camshaft lifters on the way, but that'll be a week. But big block Chevy stuff, we can't go wrong. Now I honestly believe what happened was this lifter failed and ate the camshaft. There's all sorts of stuff all over the internet. Lifters are failing left and right, and that's exactly what I think happened here. Had I caught it right off the bat when it started ticking originally, maybe we could have changed one lifter, done whatever, and gone from there. Now, a bunch more research, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know this, but I had my head in the sand. I just didn't believe that lifters and all this, you couldn't break a camshaft. I thought, it's user error. It's always user error when something screws up in my mind until I do it myself. Then it's not my fault. But failed lifter is where we're at now. That cam did come with the lifters that were originally there. However, the milk crate or egg crate took a bit of a tussle, so the lifters aren't exactly in the right order. Most of them would be, and the lifters obviously wear to the camshaft. So it's a lot of guys, you can resurface the lifters and use them. So I know that's a good set. I'll probably keep those. Now, in all the research I did, people were saying, I guess, the cases and all that sort of stuff of lifters is everyone's making the same thing. The guts inside and I guess the quality control is really what is changing. So I called around everywhere, and the machine shop I use, they recommend a set of melling lifters. So that's what I got. So they're just the exact same thing. They look the same. They're probably all the exact same, other than they're brand new. He told me they were made in America, and then it says Honcho on Mexico. So I don't know. Maybe Mexico's better than China. I couldn't tell you. But so we're gonna run these, I think. So we're gonna put the camshaft in, re-break it in to those lifters. Obviously, semi-loop, the whole deal. We gotta take it all apart. I'm gonna try and do it in the car, which is gonna be a hassle. But to try and pull the motor and trans and all that, or the motor out and all that, is a bit of a pain. I'd like to be able to get the oil pan off. I did spring for a one-piece oil pan gasket, so hopefully it can come apart. We can clean all the junk out of the pan. We'll see what happens. But that's kind of where we're at. It's very disheartening. Obviously, I guess lifters are a big issue, so if you can get new old stock or eBay and all those sort of things, that's probably the way to go. I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot of advice. We're going to try it again with same cam. But like I said, hopefully a better set of lifters. I'm going to make sure I have them all set properly, and if I hear any sort of ticking or any sort of noise right away, we'll pull the intake and we'll be able to know. But we're going to start that tomorrow. That should be coming up in very shortly in the old videos. It will be a hassle, no bones about doing a camshaft in the car. Sucks, rad out. Probably got to pull the grill so it can slide right out. But you know what, if you were a 16-year-old kid, or whatever, I guess anybody. I did my first camshaft with the motor in the car, and I learned to myself, that's a hassle. But whatever. So, yeah, I think that's kind of it. Unfortunately, the way of the world is not good for lifters, so be extremely aware of that. Do your research. Everybody I talked to said, I hate to keep throwing Comp under the bus here, but they weren't the most helpful, and I feel like I did pay my money. I guess their lifters, the quality control, they're straight from China. They just slap them in a box, put a sticker on them, and send them out the door. That's what people have told me. That's what the machine shop said. Hopefully melling is a little bit better. I don't know if there's other brands you can get or anything like that. But that's my experience, and we'll see if this makes a difference or not. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment. And enjoy me struggling changing a camshaft in a big block Chevy in a car tomorrow. Bye.